Today we are with a new poem composed by William Wordsworth, who had been a romantic poet, a worshipper of nature, or a lover of nature. He has also been regarded as the high priest of nature. So this poem, The World is Too Much with Us, it is an Italian sonnet, or it is a Petrarchan sonnet, means it has been divided into two parts, octave and sestet. The first portion is octave, and octave is here full of pessimism, and the later portion of this sonnet, sestet, is full of optimism. Here William Wordsworth, actually this poem is a simple poem, and it is a direct expression of Wordsworth's philosophy. His love for nature is also presented here, and we also find here his subjective note in a line. William Wordsworth feels that man is completely lost in his pursuit of wealth, reputation, name, fame, and only money. Oh, man has got completely materialistic. Because of this, he has lost all contact with nature, and that makes William Wordsworth very sad, very frustrated, feeling this kind of mentality of people around him. So, in these lines, especially the very first line, the world is too much with us, okay, and the very first line is indicating that what may be the topic or the content of this sonnet. So, in these lines, what William Wordsworth says that we give all our attention to the world. The world is too much with us, and we think only about making money, getting and spending. Okay, doesn't matter early or soon, late and soon, getting and spending. We think only and only of getting more and more money, and then to spend money, and we always think of getting name, fame, recognition, about rising higher and higher in our society. And this world of money, fame, and position is always in the mind of human beings. So, at every time of our life, we lay waste our powers, little we see in nature that is ours. We have given our hearts away, a sordid boon. So, what happens that at every time of our life, from our youth to our old age, we always remain busy. Busy in what? Busy only in earning and spending, okay, in getting and in spending. So, as a result, we waste the powers, our powers, the abilities and the capacities that we are born with, or that has been gifted by God to us. We do not put our powers to proper use, and that is the reason that William Wordsworth is compelled to compose this poem, because he is paying his attention to this kind of mentality of human beings. And what he says further, that we never derive pleasure, little we see in nature. We never get any kind of pleasure or delight from the different kinds of phenomena of nature, or from the beauty of nature, and we do not understand nature, and because we do not understand it, little we see in nature, because we do not understand nature. So this is why that we are unable to appreciate its beauty. We do not realize that what we are going to lose, what we have lost. We have given our hearts away, a sordid boon. Means we never try to understand that there is a relation, there is a link between our soul and the soul of nature, and there is a deep connection among the soul of human beings, nature and God. And because of this, Because of this, we have lost hearts. We have given our hearts to only money and fame. Our heart are sordid bones, sordid, that is dirty, mean, trivial. Oh, and our hearts is a dirty, mean, and useless gift which we have given to the world, that is to worldly people, and we are completely materialist. So in these few lines, we come to know the philosophy of William Wordsworth, his love for nature, and we also find here that his hatred, William Wordsworth's hatred against growing materialism of his age, though this age was the romantic age, and the same idea we also found in Dover Beach, composed by Matthew Arnold, and same idea we are finding here, the same feelings of hatred against growing or rising materialism. According to Wordsworth, man was made to appreciate, okay, our power. He was created to appreciate the beauty of nature, to enjoy the sweet phenomena of nature, to listen the melodious music of nature. And this expression here, a sordid bone, here we find oxymoron. Okay, sordid bone, it is this kind of expression is the best example of oxymoron. The sea that bears her bosom to the moon, the winds that will be howling at all hours and are upgathered now like sleeping flowers. For this, for everything, we are out of tune. So, William Wordsworth is very unhappy because men do not appreciate or do not try to understand the beauty of nature, the phenomena of nature. They spend all their lives only in earning money and spending it. And they don't have time to see nature's objects. So, giving that idea, now here William Wordsworth, he is giving a very beautiful example of nature, that we must come to nature and we must try to look at the beauty of the sea, beauty of moon, winds. We should try to listen or hear the wind, and we must look at the sleeping flowers, but we cannot understand all these things. So what he says that our feelings, we are for this, for everything we are out of tune. And why we are out of tune? Our feelings, our thoughts are completely busy in earning and spending money, and this is the reason that we can never get pleasure from the beauty and music of nature, because we are always thinking of other things, our name, fame, getting more and more worldly objects. The sea opens its heart and lets the moon shine on it, and this is a very beautiful scene at the time of night. Then moonlight, okay, moonlight fills the sea so that its surface shines like silver. But we cannot appreciate this kind of beauty, and the winds that will be howling at all hours, the wind that blow at all times, at all hours, at all times of the day, are resting now and are up gathered, okay, are resting now, collected here, just like sleeping flowers. Now William Wordsworth, he is making a comparison between winds and the sleeping flowers. That wind is so silent that it is looking just like sleeping flowers, like flowers that they are sleeping. Okay, here sleeping flowers means that flowers, they are sleeping. This means that they have gathered their petals, so their petals are folded. But for this, for everything, but we do not have the heart to appreciate such things. So in this in these lines, it is also an octave, and the rhyme scheme here of this octave is ABBA, ABBA. Wordsworth has used two simple and suggestive word pictures to show the beauties of nature. He speaks of the sea opening its heart to the moon, so the moonlight can fill it with its pure silver color. And he compares the silent wind to sleeping flowers, So here this is also a very good picture. Wordsworth does not give a detailed description of natural beauty. He suggests he hints at it in a few beautiful words. And here he has made an excellent use of personification and simile. In this expression, the sea that bears this sea that bears her bosom to the moon. Okay, and here also and are upgathered now like sleeping flowers. Then the third one is it is a sestate. Okay, the last 6 lines is a sestate. It moves us not, great God, I'd rather be a pagan. So William Wordsworth, he has spoken about human life in the octave, and he feels that people spend their lives only in earning money, in spending money, and because of this they always misuse of that power that has been provided to him by God, and they do not learn to appreciate nature, and thus they derive joy and contentment from it. So in the last few lines in the sestate, he has he had told us that the beautiful scene of nature do not stir us, it moves us not. So now what he says, that all these beautiful phenomena of nature does not touch us, or does not do not excite our hearts. All these scenes do not excite our hearts, do not move our souls, and this is why that he would prefer to be a pagan instead of being a Christian. Okay, a pagan is a non-Christian who always believes in the various or different forms or power of nature. So he would prefer to be a pagan and not a Christian, because pagan they always worship the various forms and powers of nature, and just like a pagan, because pagans are brought up to believe in those kinds of ideas that are now rejected. Okay, outworn, that is completely rejected, outworn, that is outdated, but he would like to be a pagan. And why? So that he too might believe in their ideas, in the ideas of pagan, and he would like to worship the various powers of nature. If he could be a pagan, he could enjoy and understand the natural beauty that is to be found everywhere. So might I standing on this pleasantly, so that he may enjoy the natural beauty standing there, and their beauty, the beauty of nature, would take him, or means would take him out of his loneliness, the feelings of loneliness, the feelings of sadness. And here we find personal note, autobiographical note, or the subjectivity, that how much lonely William Wordsworth felt himself, and that's why that he always preferred to go to nature, in the lap of nature, and there he felt a lot of comfort, a lot of solace he was given by nature. So this is the reason that he would like to be a pagan and not a Christian. So he believes in gods and goddesses like the ancient Greeks, and if he believed in them, okay, if he believed in them, he would be able to see whom Proteus the sea god, coming out, rising from the sea, coming out of the sea. He would be able to see this sea god, and he would be able to imagine even Triton also. Triton is another sea god, and who blows his wreathed horn, who will blow his conch that will be decorated with flowers, and William Wordsworth will be able to see both, to see Proteus, and he will also be able to hear the melodious music of Triton. So this kind of sight would give him a lot of pleasure. So that was the world is too much with us, and the rhyme scheme of sestate is CD CD.